Okay, so here we have our Mealy and more simulation presentation with just a little bit of alliteration sprinkled in on there, huh? Uh, yeah, this is coming about 46 minutes late because I thought it was due to I thought it was due tomorrow, and I don't know, I pushed it off. I had the code. It makes me sad, but whatever. We live in this reality. It is what it is. So I'm just gonna run through what's happening and why. So we'll start with the what's happening. Um, this is how I've had it set up. We have our clock, we have our inputs, we have our reset. The clock is alternating once every nanosecond. Our W he's a little bit wild. He does what he wants, so he is actually changing pretty much randomly. And we'll see how that affects the outputs. Our reset just happens halfway through. Our This is the output of the Moore machine. This is the output of the Mealy machine. And this is the register state of the Moore machine. This is the next state of the Moore machine. We could read it from these zeros, ones, and threes, but I like having the little green bars because it looks more interesting. It looks more sciencey, huh? What else could you be looking for? As an engineer, that's all I want to do. I want to impress people. And then this is the next state of the Moore machine or the Mealy machine, the state register, or the register state of the Mealy machine. Great. So what this is doing? That's a good question. So anytime W goes high, we're going to talk about the Moore machine first. You'll see that the next state of the Moore machine goes high. At least it goes to 1, if not 3. The reason for this is because in state 0, if W next state goes to 1. So it instantly updates. But only on the positive edge of the clock will the register state actually update. So we look for if W is going to change on the if there's like another follow up. There's nothing there. There's no, because it doesn't happen on the rising edge, so nothing happens. But here we have a nice little interesting case where W goes high. So then we set the Mealy machine to 1. And then in state 1, if W happens, we go to state 2. And you'll see that here W happens, and we go to state 2. And sorry, hold on. Oh yeah, we go to state 2. But that's only for the next state. You'll see that the actual state register only read the input state from the only read the input of 1 because on the rising edge of the clock, when we actually changed the register, we were only in 1. So but now we're in 3, and on this rising edge of the clock, because we're still actually in 1, and we still have NW is high technically because it's turning off at the same second this is turning off. This is the rising edge happens, so it's still technically there. We actually go to state 2. Where this 3 is, or we go to what we call 2. We have 0, 1, and 2, so we go to 2, and z equals 1. And we'll see that as soon, and we stay in this. The output of the Moore is high. And it's so cool to see the code line up with what I'm saying. Like, this wasn't pre-planned. It's just like, yeah, the code does what it's supposed to. And then on the rising edge of the clock, it's not supposed to be surprising. I guess it's not. But I just, like, it blows my mind every time. It doesn't matter what I do. It's just like, dang, the code did that. And I told the code to do that. So obviously that's what happened. Still mind-blowing. Don't care. Don't care how many times I see it. Regardless, on the rising edge of the clock here, we get the update that both of these are 0, so our Moore output goes to 0. Yeah, and that's how the Moore machine works. It's just looking for for W to be positive on the rising edge of the clock twice. That's it. So now the Moore machine. I'm not one to choose favorites because my parents chose favorites and I wasn't that favorite, so I tend to try to not to because I know the effects of not being the favorite. However, oh god, I'm just shaking this thing like a madman. Oh gosh, I made every wrong call. I'm so sorry. I tried fixing things and it got worse. Here we go. I'm just gonna hold it like this. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to make this presentation enjoyable and I'm just doing a terrible job. Okay, that's not gonna be any better. I'm so sorry for the wobbling. I have to do this on my iPad because my phone died after work, so I can't record on it. This is the Mealy machine. He's my favorite. Well, know why? Because he's really easy to understand. What is W positive on a rising edge? Well, that's good. As long as we have our the next state ready to go, we'll output it. Huh? How's that sound? Yeah. and then the state register reads it in. It's easy. It's really the Mealy one's easy, and it goes low, and everything goes low. Yeah, that's it. The Mealy machine's way easier to understand. All it's looking for, we'll go through it a little bit. But pretty much, if in the 0 state, when W goes high, we turn the output high for like a little bit, just as long as we don't go to the next state. And then when we actually do go to the next state, we up here we set the output to 0, and then we just wait for our W to go low, and when W goes low, the next state turns to 0, and we just start the process over and over again. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the presentation. Thank you for your time. Sorry it's late again. It completely slipped my mind. But yeah, thank you for your time. Have a good rest of your night.